The Roses framework is the easiest way to do 6 hours of deep work every single day whilst you're still living at your parents, and there's 5 steps to it. So number 1 is routine, number 2 is organize, number 3 is sleep, number 4 is eat, and number 5 is starve. I went from a degenerate procrastinator with no respect from my family to now working a remote sales job and growing my YouTube business at the same time. I'm going to show you exactly how I did it with this framework. So full screen this video, lock in, pay attention, because this video is going to change your life. You keep procrastinating every single day, you push off all the tasks that you need to do to the end of the day. If you do manage to sit down, it's a fucking miracle, but you can't even focus on the work that you're meant to do anyway. And at the end of each day, you're still disappointed because all of your to-do list just keeps getting longer. Nothing ever gets pushed off. So just trust me, follow this advice, focus on this video, or click off right away and just go back to watching Mr. Beast shorts. So the first of the 5 steps in the Rose framework is routine. And in this chapter, we're going to cover to-do lists, work blocks, when to wake up, and when to go to sleep. So remember, it's 2021, I'm sat at my desk and I'm concentrating super hard on my screen. I'm flipping from tab to tab, I'm frustrated, and I'm so tired that my eyes are starting to close by themselves now. I'm working on my first ever business. But looking back, I wouldn't have actually called it work at all, really. You see, that night I was in the middle of a Blender project, which is like 3D modeling software. I was coding a new weapon for my video game server. So back then the business was hosting video game servers. I was coding a weapon for that. I was replying to Discord messages. I was on a phone call with one of my staff members. And I was also trying to edit my website on my shop website while doing all of that as well. And it sounds like I was doing tons of work. You're probably thinking to yourself, well, what's the problem? It sounds like you're doing so much work. The problem was focus. I wasn't focused on any of the tasks I was doing. I was trying to do everything at once and hoping that if I can just switch from task to task every now and then, I'll be able to make progress on every single one of them. And eventually, by the end of the day, I'd have everything done, right? Do a little bit here, do a little bit there. And by the end of the day, it's all finished. But me and you both know that's not how things go. I had no idea what I was really doing, so I was trying to do all these little bits at once to try and make progress in my business, in my work. But day in and day out, I would wake up, I'd do my 2-hour morning routine, I'd sit down at my desk, I'd look up the to-do list that I left on my desk. I had a little notepad back then, and it would always hit me. Everything on that list was still the same as yesterday, only it got longer. There was more things to do. There was never less things to do. I never managed to cut off any outline, strike through my to-do list. It was always adding to it. I never managed to finish my tasks. And it was only when I started to focus and prioritize on things that would actually move the needle, so the highest leverage tasks that would move me to the next point in business, and I would give myself time to work on those specifically during the day, so work blocks. That's when I started to make progress. And by the way, if you want my help doing this, just go into the first link in the description. It'll be my Calendly link. From there, you can book 15 minutes with me, and we'll go on a Google Meet and we'll do it all together. I'll do most of it for you. You just need to be there, look pretty, and tell me some information. So the way I got around this is by writing out every single task that I could possibly think of, everything that I needed doing, getting it on a bit of paper and a notepad, writing it all down so I can see in front of my face. These are all the possible tasks I could possibly do in my business. And I will do that every single day before I went to bed. And I suggest you do the same thing. Do it every single day for the rest of your life, right before you go to bed. Just so in the morning, you have all the tasks ready that need to be done. And don't worry, the next step is actually prioritizing, but don't worry about that. We're going to cover that in another topic. So just write them all down, make sure it's on a bit of piece of paper. And then in the next topic, we're going to cover what do you actually get rid of and what do you focus on. But the next thing we need to look at is a routine. So when are you going to sleep? When are you waking up? And when can you actually work? So I'm quite an early bird. I wake up at 5 a.m. and I work from there. So I do my deep work from 5 a.m. to about 9. Then I eat something. And then from 9:30, 9:45, I'll work till 12. And then that's basically the deep work of the day done. That's about 6 hours, probably 7 hours, something like that. If you don't like working in the morning, then just work at night. But it's probably most important that you work when it's dark out, because that means that no one else is awake. So you can just focus on work. There's nothing to distract you. And it's usually best if you work at night, either at night or very early in the morning. And once you've figured out when you want to work, I suggest waking up right before that time, and as soon as you wake up, go straight to the work. So the first thing you do, if you want to work late at night, you wake up quite close to the evening, and as soon as you're ready to work, that's when you start working. Same thing in the morning. If you want to be a morning person, you wake up early in the morning, and the first thing you do is work. That's your work block. So that's where you put into your calendar for the next 3 hours, for the next 6 hours, I'm just working. There's nothing else that you're doing.